What we have here today is a Briggs Stratton powered rototiller that has not run in over 2 years, and they tried to get it to start and it would not start. So first thing I'm going to do is take and drain the fuel. Take this little air filter cover off here. That air filter's seen better days. I take these two screws here off, and I'm going to take and remove the fuel line. Before I do that, I'm going to turn it to the off position, and once I get it disconnected, I'll turn that valve on and empty it into a different container. Okay, now that the fuel has been drained, I don't know how well you can see it, but right here on down is water. The fuel that they were using is just 10% ethanol cut with gasoline, and it attracted plenty of water, as you can see. And we'll go ahead and take the bottom of the carburetor bowl off. Hopefully the camera is focusing pretty well. This was the sediment and everything inside the bottom of the carburetor bowl, and there is quite a bit of gunk in there. So we'll clean that up and then clean the main jet up, fill it with some gasoline, and try to see if it'll start. Okay, what you want to do is purchase some carburetor cleaner, and then you're going to need a small thin wire. What I'm using here is a paper clip, and there is a hole that goes across this little bolt here. This is your main jet. There's a little bit of sediment on there that came through there, and now I'm going to go ahead and squirt the carburetor cleaner down this hole, and it should be spraying out both of them. Might be a good idea to wear some eye protection on this. Next, what I'm going to do in these holes here, I'm going to go ahead and spray some of that carburetor cleaner. And we're going to want to check the float here. Doesn't seem to be going down very far. Likely the seal in there is swollen up, and that may need to be replaced. I'm just going to put it back together and see if it runs, and if it's starving for fuel, then we'll have to take the carburetor off of here and then investigate that a little more. There is a rubber gasket that is on the bottom of the bowl here, and you want to make sure that's in good shape. A lot of times that fuel with ethanol in it gets a little sketchy, but this one seems okay. We'll just go ahead and reuse it, and then we'll go ahead and reconnect the fuel line. The elbow that the fuel line attached to has a crack in it, and it pulled off. It wasn't supposed to. Fortunately, I had a spare laying around. I'm just going to go ahead and attach that. Just pushes on, and it should be a snug enough fit that it'd be okay. Okay, I managed to free the float up a little bit. What I had to do was go ahead, pull this pin out. Once that pin is out, the float and then the needle valve that goes up in there will come out, and I just went and cleaned up the needle valve. It was pretty scuzzy, and when you put it back together, it just simply slides in the little slot here on the back. You go ahead, put it up on in there, and reinsert your pin through here. Okay, now that I got the carburetor bowl cleaned out, there is a small gasket that goes on the main jet, and then it goes on the bottom of the carburetor bowl here, and we'll go ahead and reinstall that. It is a 1/2 inch or a 13 millimeter will work. Okay, I went and snugged this up on the bottom here. It was a 1/2 inch or a 13 millimeter. It's just a little over snug. Then I'm going to go ahead and place this elbow on there, reconnect our fuel line. Put some fresh fuel in there, and we'll see if it starts up. Okay, now that it's running, we'll go ahead and reattach our breather here into the back of the air box here, and we'll go ahead, reattach that, and put a new air filter in there, and we should be all set.